It's past your time.
Yeah.
Yeah, nobody's here.
Oh.
All right, well, we will call the meeting to order for the Architectural Review Committee on Thursday, August 27th at 6:33. We are waiting here for Cape Cod Dam, who is our scheduled applicant. In the interim, if we would like to look at the minutes, but I should first start by saying I'm Kelly McCarthy, the chair, Kara Rath, Andrew Meow, Richard Moore, and Joe. Maybe we can just look at the minutes since we're waiting. Well, I guess just make sure nobody's attending by Zoom. Oh,
Okay, as far as I'm concerned, the minutes look fine.
okay.
I see that they included our little discussion,
Mm-hmm.
so that's good.
Does anyone want to make a motion to approve, or do anyone have any changes?
No, I vote that we approve the minutes as submitted.
I second the motion. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay.
How do we know if somebody is gonna like come to the meeting on Zoom? Do they just?
I think sometimes you have to just sort of ask. I mean, like sometimes I think we know
Yeah,
in
they
advance
could,
that somebody.
they just joined the meeting and they could do their business.
Let them, yeah. I think sometimes we know in advance, we'll know that they're gonna be, I think usually typically in Zoom. We've had it both ways though, because all of a sudden somebody might decide last minute that they're gonna join by Zoom, right? Because they may
Yeah.
have come into a problem.
Mhm.
Where is this building?
Oh, we were all asking the same thing. It's over by Wendy's. I guess it was the old furniture store, the leather shop. It was outdoor.
Outdoor furniture,
Oh,
yeah.
so it's that front right.
By the
corner.
surfing shop.
Canterbury Leather's still there, right?
I don't know. Is Canterbury Leather still there?
Yes, that's still there, but it's at the other end of the building.
Yeah, I'm not familiar with that, So here is a question which I don't know. How long do we wait for somebody to sort of show up? Do we give them like a 15 minutes? Is there any rule as to how
No,
long you
there's
wait?
not. And I'm sort of strict on that. I mean,
Can we-
there's 6 people in this room, so
Can we vote?
So
on
you're,
it?
you're.
I think you could consider
we
their
have-
application whether she's here or not.
Yeah, I mean, we have all the information.
Yeah.
If we had a problem, we would just continue it, and if
So
we don't.
the only thing that I foresaw being an issue is that the lights.
Oh,
Because she had a light that's not downward facing or shielded that she was
Okay.
looking at. So I would just be concerned about
we can make a
The lights.
recommendation.
Is it this the first one?
well, there's 2. These are the outdoor lights, but they're not, the bulbs are all visible. They should be shielded
Oh,
in
okay.
some way.
Yeah,
So
they can't be
it's
just
a-
decorative.
Yeah, well, they can't be light emitting that way. It can be something like this.
Oh.
Typically, I think of it as, again, as the bulb being covered because of the, yes. So see, like, here the bulbs are covered, that's the difference.
Oh,
Here they're
okay.
exposed, right? Here it's up here so you can't see it.
So they can't see the bulb.
Yes, and again, it's the same thing fully. See how the bulb is
Mhm.
above there? So if this came down to here,
Okay.
I
see.
imagine if it was opaque, not opaque, but like a white, yeah, somewhat
Oh,
opaque,
yeah.
like a milk
Instead
glass or
of-
something, possibly that might be okay, because it'd be
Mhm,
shielded, but it's not
mhm.
supposed to emit light that way.
Off to the side.
And so
These are the
that's-
lights, right, that you
So,
have projected?
so yes, and so that was, I think, by the, in the front there by the door, it's really hard to see, but that's a light right there, is the one I'm assuming. But then the next one, I'm assuming that this was up for discussion to be sign lights.
So you have a problem with those? also?
Well, I think that this one shines down. That one, it probably depends how it's positioned, because it kind of looks like it's positioning up. I can't tell
But
exactly.
it's shielded, right?
Yeah, I think, yes, it's hard to tell from that perspective, but it looks like it's shielded, but I can't really see. Right.
Could be.
Well,
I mean, I like this
we
one
have
better
some
anyways.
concerns about this, and we don't have the applicant here. I mean, we can't act on it, I
Well,
don't think.
I think the signs are okay. I think we can't approve, if the signs, I don't see an issue with the signs. I think the issue is the lighting.
Correct.
So if they wanted to move, so to me, it's like if they wanted to move forward with their signs and, you know, like the,
It doesn't mention, like, are these both options for sign lights?
no, so what I got from it when I read it was over here on, first of all, this is by this front door, there's actually a light right there, it's very hard to see. But I'm assuming that that's those two lights, because when you get to,
Yeah, because it's
this,
not.
this page here, she said, it says, "We will supply and install 2 new LED lighting for 2 new signs to be operated off a time clock in the utility area." So we will remove and replace the existing 2 outside lights and install 2 LED onion-type sconce style outside lights. So I'm assuming that
Okay.
these were the
Alright, so
2
they're gonna
options for the
replace-
the outdoor lights, yes. But I only see one at that front door, but I don't know where else they're talking about. And when they say 2 new,
Could be
install
left
2 new
and right.
LED lighting for 2 signs to be operated off a time clock in the utility, oh, I guess maybe the time clock is in the utility area, I didn't understand that. But I would assuming that these 2 signs would have, again, one of these 2 options.
Okay.
So,
But
I mean,
one looks like an uplight from below.
that's what I thought it looked like as well, which is shining up. So I think our preference would be
Okay, the lower
the
one.
the lower one.
And then as far as the onion light and the lantern.
I mean, again, my understanding is always that, you know, it's kind of like the light, you're shielding the bulb. If you look at the examples that they give, typically it's sort of the bulb is shielded. Where's that example? Oh, example.
Do you have the,
So is that, yeah, so if you look at.
That's the, those are the
Right, so if you look at
lighting
their
options?
examples, right, like it's always, excuse me for reaching across you.
It's okay.
It's always that the bulbs are shielded, you can't see the bulbs. Even this one, like the bulb is up in there and it comes
Yeah,
down,
yeah.
and they're saying
Well,
no.
look at that
But,
one.
but I think that's part of it, I think there's also a, I think see how this comes down? I think they're
Yeah.
just showing you where it is inside. Again, it's up here. I think they're just showing you that's where it is.
Period style lighting
But
fixture.
these are exposed and those are not okay, which is what that is.
Oh, unacceptable, so.
Yeah, so I think the easiest way again to think about it is that the bulb can't be
Yeah,
exposed that way.
Yeah, this one's a little iffy.
But again, I think it's just because they're
Oh, the
showing,
bulb is-
they're
is
showing you where the bulb,
sideways.
right, where the bulb is.
Yeah, it's a
It's like they're
sideways
taking it off,
bulb,
right,
but-
it's the same thing there, that there is a bulb, but
Yeah,
and the same thing here, this is a whole shield, I think is solid, they're just showing you where the bulb lies.
So let's see what would be similar. We could recommend either, if they like that look,
Yeah.
they could go with that, and if they like that look, then I guess we're looking at
Something almost like, you know, not exactly, but,
something,
I mean, this only shows you 5, I'm sure there's many that have adapted to the night sky.
you know.
They're not limited by that.
And who approves those light fixtures? Us at this time, right?
Yes, I mean, I think at this point, we would approve it, and then it's up to the building inspector to enforce it, is that correct, Smith?
I'm sorry.
It's okay. He says, who approves this lighting? And I said, it's up to us to do the recommendation of what the lighting should look like, that it should be covered and shielded and downward, and then it's up to the building inspector to enforce it?
Kelly, I'm sorry, go ahead.
Yes, I mean, I think you just need to make sure that the lighting complies with the lighting bylaw. And you could communicate to the building inspector that he should verify that.
So we could say option 1 is unacceptable
So-
because it doesn't meet the dark sky.
Yeah, and so if I look at the chapter 122, that outdoor lighting, it says, you know, reduce glare, encourage energy savings, minimize light trespass, and goes through this whole thing of what it needs to look like. And then it says enforcement and violations. This bylaw shall be enforced by the building commissioner or his designee.
Did she describe that as an onion light?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
How do you direct those down?
Well, I think, I don't think that she can
You-
use that
you
particular
don't.
light. And again, you know, I don't know whether or not there's different designs now that may be
Yeah,
shielded and
yeah.
frosted or do
Yeah,
something.
they might have to modify that design to meet that.
But there might be one that's already modified. I mean, again, we're only looking at an example. I think with night sky going on, I'm sure there's many,
Yeah, if that light
Things that
were
have changed,
somehow
right, for
up
lighting.
in here and shielded,
Correct.
the way you're showing that one there.
right. I'm sure there's some version or something else that they can look at, but.
I have a concern about the way we're proceeding because I don't think we can approve this application and throw it over to the building inspector to enforce, you know, make sure that it's complying with the lighting requirements, because they are submitting a couple of lights that are not acceptable.
Yeah,
So I think what we can do is we can approve the signs and not have them come back for the lighting with some new choices that follow the dark sky.
Which means their application really isn't fully approved, because.
Well, we'll let them
But it lets them to
build
go
the
forward with the
sign.
sign, if they're waiting for their sign or sign off on their sign, right? I mean, it allows them to place their order for their sign.
and we
They
could
can't-
do the lighting on the sign.
When they, yes, they have to come back for the lighting
Just
for
the
both.
doors.
Yes, or, yes, we could probably say, yes, if they're using that gooseneck down, that's okay, so they can proceed with that. But the lights beside the door, so I don't think it hangs them up completely.
Okay. Yeah, that's
Well,
only-
there is a concern, I mean, it is now 6:45, and the applicant hasn't even shown up. That shows they're not in too much of a rush.
So, all right, so are you suggesting that you would like to put this, I mean, we don't have to vote on it. If your vote is to not vote on it today, then that's okay, you can raise that.
That's definitely what I feel.
Okay, so you can make that motion.
And what would the motion be? That
Well-
we,
You make a motion to not, you know, that the applicant is not here, and you make a motion to postpone, you know, further review.
I do make such a motion that we postpone this application because the applicant hasn't come and there are concerns about the proposed lighting.
Okay. Would someone like to second that motion?
I'll second that.
All in favor?
No.
Aye.
Aye.
Oh, aye, sorry.
I'm voting no, I thought we could handle it a little differently, but it's okay if you guys feel otherwise. I don't like to delay, you know, if we don't have a problem with the sign, I don't like to delay somebody
I
if they're
get it.
getting it produced or.
And I'm
you
okay,
know,
and actually,
but we don't
and I
know.
could go either way, and with that, then we're split, so we're still stuck at a standstill.
I mean, I'd like to, I could make another motion that we could then
No, this has
continue.
been, there's a motion been made
Yeah.
and voted.
Okay. So is
It's
it 2-2 or
3-1.
3?
3-1.
We want to keep
3-1.
three, yeah, we'll keep
Okay.
it 3-1,
So it passes.
yeah.
Okay.
So for them, just a question,
Yeah.
would that mean just like 2 weeks from now, our next meeting?
Whenever they reschedule, if there's room on the agenda, I would assume that they could.
So they just have to reschedule.
Resign.
How long does it take to get signs made, business signs? I don't even know.
Well, could take,
I have to submit
could
this.
take a good, I mean, it depends on the person doing it and the workload and, you know,
If they
when
come-
when they want to move in and if it's, like you said, a rush or not a rush or.
If the thing's all designed already, you know, it does, anyway. But the thing I'm trying to say is that if they are really in a rush, they should be here.
Yeah. No, I don't.
Yeah, because why would you schedule to come and then not show up?
That's right.
Well, I don't know if there's a requirement to physically
Oh.
be here.
Oh, there isn't?
No, I don't think there is.
Oh.
Because we have an application and we have all the documentation.
They can come on Zoom.
And they could come on Zoom, but
But-
they
but-
have the submission.
But you can just continue this hearing
Sure.
to a date certain, and you can make it at your
Yeah.
next meeting.
I don't know if it says anywhere in there they're required to be here.
Not so much required to be here, I see what Mev is saying, but the fact is when questions have come up and they're
Yeah.
not here to answer,
Yeah.
that's all I'm saying.
Yeah. You could, like you said, you could just vote to continue it until they are here, or you could also vote to approve certain parts of it and have them come back for the parts that we need clarification on. So that would allow them to proceed with having the sign made, instead of a 2-week delay in just getting approval for the sign, which we all seem to be in agreement that the sign isn't an issue, it's just the lighting. But again, it's not a kingdom here, it's a, whatever you would call it. So we
All
vote
right.
to
Let's see,
continue.
there's no- I'm gonna just sign that we. I don't think I've ever been here when somebody hasn't shown up and we don't go forward.
Right. It
That
seems strange.
that was a new one for me.
It happened a
sure it
lot in the
does.
past.
Would you like to borrow my pen?
The applicants weren't always this thorough
Hmm.
for some reason, whether it's the procedure that they're told to go through. I don't know who puts these together, but the town kind of, they're very, very consistent.
They are. It's
in-
nice to see,
in
isn't
their
it?
presentation. So somebody's giving them good direction.
Could you sign that for me? This way, so I just don't forget.
Me, Kira?
Thank you.
Oh, you.
Me. Okay. Do we have anything for matters arising? Does anyone have anything to?
I do have
Yep.
some matters. Andrew and I were discussing, kind of, what I had is, over the last week, I got on the computer, just discussing Firehouse in preparation, our discussion, general discussion about the firehouse.
Do we know if that's coming before us?
I've been told it will be, but.
I don't know.
I'm
Can't answer that.
not sure whether
I don't know. I
that is
don't- I haven't heard
residential
anything.
zoning or over there, or limited business, right? It's- Our purview is limited business.
Before you got here, Kelly was questioning whether a town project is gonna come in front of you or not, and I don't know the answer to that.
I mean, there are lots of buildings that don't come before us that
Right.
are,
And it
just
wasn't
because
clear
they're
to-
not in our district.
Right, but it wasn't clear whether or not, because the point was made that the fire station never came before the architectural review, so therefore will the fire station, if you're putting them in the same.
Yeah, I'm not
Category.
sure if they were at the point where they were ready to come before us.
I think she said, she meant to say police station.
Oh, I'm sorry,
Oh,
yes,
the police
yes,
station.
yes.
Yeah.
So if that didn't, I would assume they're in the same.
Could be because they're municipal,
light principle.
they're not required to come before the boards, but like with Governor Prince, I think there was such a outcry that the public demanded that Governor Prince kind of have a little bit more of a review by us. It's not a formal review, but they talked about ad hoc committee to
Yeah,
review
we
their
agree.
drawings, so, same with the fire station, I would hope that that same procedure, but it's not written anywhere.
The Governor Prince, came in as a comprehensive permit, which is why it ended up at ZBA and didn't come here. That's not gonna be the same way that the fire station is handled.
It's gonna be like the police station,
It should be just a conventional.
just won't come before us.
I don't know the answer. I'd never heard that
Okay.
before.
Because personally, I have some concerns with that aspect. It may fall on deaf ears, it may, like I said, not be before our purview. And I don't know, that means we can't discuss that general issue as a committee. But I thought I'd like to use this as partially a work committee tonight, just to get some information out and get your thoughts on it in case something does come about and we're not kind of caught flat-footed. We're obviously not going to take any votes on anything.
Can I just ask you, do you think that your agenda item of matters arising allows you to have something like this discussed that wasn't on the agenda?
I'm not sure.
I'm a little bit twixt, quite honestly. I feel as though if this was in our purview, or we knew it was in our purview, then I'm a little bit more comfortable. But not knowing where it is in our purview, I don't know that we should be discussing
In
it.
terms of public meeting
I'm
versus.
talking about open meeting rules,
Yeah,
that's all.
I mean, we don't obviously have any applicant advertising for a meeting, and we're not taking a vote on anything that it is directed to anybody. It's
Generally-
just a general
generally-
discussion.
It needs to be on the agenda in a public meeting to get discussed. The matters arising, I think, is a catch-all kind of
Something new
technique.
that might need to
Right.
be
So
reviewed in the
could I-
future.
Could I make a motion that for our next meeting, that we put on the
Sure.
agenda a good working discussion of the fire station in general? Just,
Okay, and I think that will
Just
just
a
be
general
captured
discussion.
by Gina, right? So that will then, go in our minutes and it would be added.
You might even try to find somebody who knows something about the project to comment.
okay.
Do you have the plans for the firehouse?
We have some preliminary plans that were done for site planning. They're schematic drawings. The elevations were presented to a number of boards, but I was told those were massing drawings at the time.
Kelly, I think the person to contact would be Mark Reel,
Oh, okay, yep.
and he would be able to answer the question as whether it's coming to this committee or not.
Okay.
And he would also have access to any plans that you might want to have.
Because if there's plans, then it would be nice for the committee to receive them so we could look at them for our discussion.
They've shown plans to ZBA, right, ZBA?
Well, there's a town building committee, fire station building committee that
Yeah.
has been, where all of this has been going on.
Yeah.
And all I've seen are essentially elevations, right?
Yeah.
And perspective.
Yeah,
Yeah, and some variations of materials, and I thought we should have a discussion, we're not, it'd be great if we're not just discussing materials, we're actually talking about building form
Well,
before we get into materials.
just commenting on this issue, as Mev knows, there's been a lot of meetings with the fire station design, the building committee, and Rich Barngel and myself, we've attended many of those meetings, including the ones that have come up with the zoning, ZBA and so on.
Yeah.
We've seen the alternatives, worked with the alternatives, we looked at the proposals, that was voted on by the committee, and we looked at what happened, that got sent to the select board.
just for materials.
Right. So there's a lot been going on. It's not like at least two members of this board will not be blindsided, it would come to
Yeah,
us.
yeah.
However, without us knowing whether it will come before our board, and also the fact that we have no basis of really knowing whether it will, I think it would be premature for us to make a motion to put it on our agenda to review it.
Well, not to review it, but just have a general discussion. Is that out of line to discuss any matters that,
No, I think if you put it on the agenda, you could probably
I mean, if I
discuss
want.
anything you want.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Right.
Doesn't have to be anything, just could be a general irk with the bylaw that we have a concern with. Where do we discuss issues that we have with the bylaw that doesn't cover certain projects? I mean, just a general discussion of things that have gone unchanged. I mean, I was here for the original writing of the bylaw, and I thought there were a lot of shortcomings and felt that they should have been followed up, but I don't know how many years ago that was, might have been 15 or more years ago, and we haven't discussed the bylaw at
Which is a
all.
planning board thing, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, and that
When you attended the meeting, did you attend as citizens or as representatives of this committee?
Citizens.
citizens, but they knew we were on the architecture review committee. But we were up as citizens.
So they would think that the Architectural Review Committee had some input.
I don't think so, because both of us introduced ourselves as architects, but not as part of the board.
Yeah, I was
And
just curious.
there were lots of other people.
Yeah, because
there as
we
citizens.
weren't there representing the Architecture Review Committee, because we were not, because the rest of the committee had no idea that we were
Okay.
even there,
All right.
or were going to be there, or were going to discuss
Okay.
anything in that regard. But like I said, if it does all of a sudden come before us, it would be interesting.
Well, as Meth suggested, I will reach out to Mark Reel and find out whether or not this will ever, come before us. And if so, if we can have access to any plans that might be out there. And then I think it's worth putting on the agenda.
And if not, we can just have a general discussion.
I guess we'd have a general discussion, I just don't know how much time we'd want to commit to it if we're not, going to be speaking as a group, I guess. As a private citizen, that's one thing. But
Yeah.
if we're not going to have input on it, then I think we'd want to sort of minimize how much time we're.
Well, I don't know that there'll be any applicants, there might be one that comes back. But I think it would be interesting to delve into areas we haven't gone into a little bit and push the envelope and see kind of what goes on. Because, like I said, mostly signs here, and when buildings come, it's gonna be
You have a furrowed brow.
interesting.
May we hear what you have in mind, since you're joining us in not too long a
If you're
time?
trying to interpret my brow, you're gonna be way off base most of the time. Most of the time. No, I'm just listening, trying to catch up and try to think of how you should handle it.
Do you have any
Now
thoughts?
it's me too. I mean, I'll be right with you on this. And, but I
Well, see,
agree.
that was one of the
You don't
issues.
wanna be blindsided, and, that's happened in the past
Yep.
where they don't give you enough time, they don't give you a heads up,
Or it
there's no
doesn't even-
preliminary discussion,
Yeah.
and then it's in front of you.
Or it doesn't even come before us.
That too, or it comes before you and boom, you're supposed
Yeah.
to make a decision.
Yeah.
And I agree with you, I mean, the committee needs a heads up.
I've had a lot of people come to me say, why didn't the Architecture Review Committee have a say in any of that building that went up? I said, it wasn't in our purview. And so that's a sticking point
You're
there.
talking
A
about
lot-
moving to Prince now.
Oh, it could be anything.
But
I mean, there's
I
a
have
number of
heard that. I was
buildings that
last
have
night
gone
sitting
up
with
that are
people,
highly
yeah.
visible, and people say, did that come before Architecture Review? And I say, no, it wasn't in our district. It wasn't
In my 10 years on the committee, it was mostly always commercial buildings,
Yeah.
private commercial buildings that were reviewed by this committee.
Yeah.
Not the town buildings, but we didn't have that many. It was the
Yeah, it
police
wasn't much
station.
going on.
Right,
Do
exactly.
we have our bylaw, do you have our bylaw?
I'm not sure what part
The
of.
architecture review bylaw that formed this committee. If not, we can get some of that. You put together a nice little book there, and I thought,
I know.
maybe.
Well, maybe we should just get it, I'm not really sure I have this. Is this what you're looking for?
Let's see, architecture review, yeah, that would have been our
Zoning,
zoning, probably, it just lists all the aspects.
design criteria.
In the beginning, it may actually say what we're limited to for discussion, let's see.
Well, I guess my other suggestion would be to, sort of as matters arising, right? Just sort of go home, look this over and see where our questions are.
I think your original point is, I think it's good what you're saying, but in the process, maybe somebody can find out from Mark Rio whether that will come before us or not.
Yeah, I said that I will do
Yeah,
that,
so I'm
yeah,
saying-
right,
Think about it also,
right.
talk to them.
I mean, it does make sense as a big major project that's going on in the town, that we as the Architectural Review Committee would take some time to talk about it, even if it doesn't even come before us.
And just so you know too, on the town's website, you can get to, I think, probably most of the plans, if not all of them, that have been developed to date.
Mhm.
I don't know if that gets into floor, I think they have floor plans too. So. And it's a pretty, I think it's pretty easy to
find.
To find, yeah.
What's that, man?
On the town's website, the plans for the fire station.
Actually, no, I had to ask for that last week, because they hadn't, after that ZBA meeting, or the Board of Selectmen, that even a week later, they didn't have an updated set of drawings on there. And so, actually, they didn't even have the previous updated set of drawings for the site plan work. And I thought, if we were gonna have a discussion on that,
Yeah.
and you guys received an email from me
Oh,
that
yes.
showed that presentation that night, and what they, I guess you could watch the meeting video and see what they discussed. But I thought it'd be good just for the committee to have a copy of where they were at currently, not a couple of meetings ago, because they're certainly progressing ahead. And I think that's, a lot of these meetings, that's what the people have been, the public has been concerned about. Why is this all of a sudden, why didn't we know about any of these certain things? And I think that's the issue, is it's not updated quick enough. By the time you get the update, they're on to the next meeting or the next step.
And they've been making changes all along, right?
And the public probably
Right,
has no
so
idea.
It depends, exactly.
Yeah. So, but I'll have to look through, here. I know we're limited to certain things. Obviously, it's not residential,
No.
because we just don't get those projects.
Can I make one more comment, if you
Yeah.
don't mind?
Of course.
On this application, she did not answer any of the questions, lighting, yes or no, describe lighting. None of that is filled out on the cover page.
But
But she could have answered some of your questions, but there,
she did attach the lighting in there. She did say where it was
yes,
being
but
placed.
you have to, it should be in her
Okay.
description in writing
Okay.
instead of us guessing.
Fair
And we're
enough.
probably guessing correctly, even at that case. I mean, it's supposed to be in the applicant's cover page with a paragraph usually of what they want to do,
Gotcha.
Gotcha.
for these very reasons.
Thank you.
It's incomplete.
I'm gonna leave you all to figure all this stuff
Yeah,
out.
yeah.
Good night, Matt.
Good night.
Thanks for
Right.
coming.
I mean, she actually just says add 2 flat lay exterior signs, replace broken exterior lighting, and add 2 new exterior sign illuminating lighting. She bothered to say, not in there, but she said it on here.
All right, that's not attached to mine.
No, because it's the original that just goes with
Got it.
this, so.
Okay, okay.
But fair enough, she could also have done, when she
She
filled
didn't
that out.
answer the question.
Yeah, she didn't fill that out there, I get
So
it.
Kelly, this bit of paperwork we got is missing a page, or
No, I
the
think
front
that-
application?
Yeah, I think that's just what she does, it doesn't, everybody doesn't always get that, that's just, send it back with the
Okay.
original.
Okay.
But I didn't even read that, I just read the.
So you have a written description by them in there, what they're talking about
Just where she says that, but again, I
Yeah.
looked at what the,
on this?
inside the package where the
Okay.
electrician was saying what they were going to do as well, so that was good enough for me.
Yeah, okay.
But I understand her not putting it in there. Can I just have that back so I can, does anyone want to make a motion to adjourn the meeting?
I so move, I move that we adjourn.
Okay, all
I
in
second
favor? Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.